There's a Dryden paper mill. It's it's ahead of the river is ahead of Grassy Narrows. They dumped 10,000 tons of mercury, and that mercury's been flowing downriver ever since. For 50 years, we've been asking the government to compensate us properly. For 50 years, we've been asking them to help us, but they haven't. There's been some progress, but it's been very slow in coming, and there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. I want to tell you that I was and I was a potential, like I ran in a federal election 3 years ago. That was for Kenora riding. And I was in Thunder Bay. We were stopping there to support another candidate. And as I was there, an elderly man came up to me. He said he used to be a former advisor to these governments. He said they were on a plane heading to Grassy Narrows. And on that plane, one of the government advisors told him, he told the minister that was in that plane, he told him, Mr. Minister, don't worry about this. It will all be gone in 2 weeks. It's just an Indian problem. Well, 50 years later, that Indian problem is still here. It's never been resolved. And 50 years later, we're still raising our voice and we're still telling the governments, you need to clean the river up. You need to do something about this mercury problem. And we're not going to stop saying it until it's been completed. And now we've encountered a forestry. And about close to 30 years ago, Grassy people, the people of Grassy Narrows, the grassroots people, took it upon themselves to say no to logging. And they were able to successfully stop that. And I hope that will continue to stop it. So Grassy Narrows has been fighting for a long time. And we're still fighting. That's why we are here this morning, because we are here to say no to mining. And we want to make it clear. We made it clear yesterday with our friends from the other First Nations. We made it clear, a clear message to Doug Ford and to his government. We don't want mining in our territories. It's a very simple message. Very simple. How hard can it be for someone to understand? No means no. So, that's the message we're sending today to the governments. That's the message we're sending to industry as well. The other thing that I wanna mention here is I'm a bit disappointed. I'm a bit disappointed that our Grand Chief is not here. I'm a bit disappointed that the Regional Chief of Ontario is not here. I'm a little disappointed that the National Chief of Canada is not here. These political organizations were set up so that they could speak up for our people. Where are they? They should be here speaking for our people. But they're not one of them is up front here. Not one of them has even talked to me and say to me, Chief Rudy Turtle, I support you. Where are they? It's not right. They should be here with us because that's why these organizations were made in the first place, so that they could advocate for our people. But you know what's happened? Many of these organizations have gone into programming. They've got into settlements with the governments. They don't want to rock the boat because they don't want to lose their funding. They don't want to oppose because they don't want to lose their money. There was, I want to tell you, there was a great leader in the South. There was a civil rights leader in the South. He was shot to death for his beliefs because he stood up for his people. And this story, what I'm about to tell you, after he was shot, one of his grandsons told him, he said, "Grandma, Mr. King has been shot." The grandmother told her grandson, that man deserved it because he was a rebel rouser. I've been thinking about that, the word rebel rouser. I'm hoping someday that our own Native people, from the Native peoples of Canada, that we will have our own rebel rouser. We will have someone that's going to make a lot of noise. That someday someone's going to be strong enough to speak for us and never stop fighting for justice, that he will speak his mind and tell the people of Canada that justice needs to be done here in our country. Yesterday, I was talking about leaving behind a legacy. Can you imagine that, leaving behind this legacy? Your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren saying, your grandfather was a rebel rouser. I believe that one of our young people, or maybe somebody is already standing here, one of these young people, probably one of them is going to be our rebel rouser. Because we need that here in Canada. We need someone strong, someone with conviction that will speak his mind and tell both levels of government, no. No means no. So, as I come into conclusion, I want to call upon all the land defenders of Canada. I want to call upon our brothers in the Rocky Mountains in British Columbia, to the people that are defending their land over there. I'm asking you to join our movement. I call upon the people that live in the plains, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Alberta, all the Native people in that area. I call upon you to join our movement. I call upon the people of the Northwest Territories, our Inuit brothers. I call upon you to join our movement. I call upon you to say no more destructions to our lands. I call upon the people of the Hudson Bay Lowlands, the people that live in Fort Severn, Fort Albany, Ottawa, all along the Hudson Bay Lowlands, the Cree people there. I call upon you and I say to you, join our movement. Let's defend our lands. I call upon the people in Labrador and all those other people in the East, the Native peoples and other people who care about the environment. I call upon you, join our movement. Let's say no to development together. And I call upon the rest of Canada. I call upon everybody, whether you're Native or non-Native, it doesn't matter. Anyone who loves the trees, clean air, rivers, those things, if you love nature, join our movement and let's say no to Ford government. No means no. And today we're going to march with that, and we're going to tell Ford and the rest of Canada and all the industry that's destroying this precious country of ours, no means no. No means no. So let's march together this afternoon, and then let's make our voices very loud and clear as you're doing right now. Thank you for listening. Shimiwich.
When Indigenous rights are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Okay, we're going to invite Deputy Chief Stanley Anderson from Wapakika First Nation. We give him a warm round of applause.
Bonjour, bonjour, what you getting now? I get no geese going to know this cast na men do them. And this is how I usually introduce myself as my spirit name and my clan. And that is the most important thing to me. And the other important thing is like when my colleague, my brother Rudy was sharing, you know, all the stuff that they went through already. And in my area, it's like 841 miles north from here. We still drink from our waters. We still enjoy our lands. And we will continue enjoying what we love. And we've been fighting with the mining companies for decades already. We've continued saying no, and we will continue to say no, because our future with the young ones are more important than money itself. And I'd like to acknowledge everybody that's here. Everybody. Come, march with us. Let's fight this battle instead of destroying Mother Earth. Let's protect it. I see a lot of people, and I meet a lot of people. You know, I've stood with these chiefs with this matter that we have. You know, there's different communities that are with us. They have different issues. And one thing we have in common is no more. No more. No more mining. No more destruction to our lands. We want to enjoy the land that was given to us. And we've done this for generations. We've never destroyed nothing. We continued what was given to us, what the Creator gave us, and the purpose. Amigo, escuchen now. Ahoy, watch you.
When I say land, you say back. Land, 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 land. When I say stop, you say forward. Stop, stop, land, land. Woo! All right. Okay, we are going to start marching soon. Don't move yet. We're going to start marching soon. Just a couple instructions before that. First of all, could the folks who have the big orange and blue signs near the back, can we make some way for them to be able to come to the front? So we want them to be near the front for the march. We're going to make sure that the folks from the Land Alliance and elders get to be in the front. So leave some space for people to be able to come to the front. We're going to ask that Indigenous folks be made to have space for the second part behind the march, or sorry, at the front of the march, and everyone else, we're going to fall in line behind. So don't want to see a bunch of settlers pushing your way to the front of the march. You have been asked. All right. Before we get started, we are going to read a list of demands here that has been set out by the Land Alliance. Are you ready for the demands? Yes. Number 1, the government of Ontario and Canada must commit to end unwanted mining activity on First Nations land. 2, end the free entry mining regime. 3, respect the decisions of the Alliance First Nations to defend their land and protect their people and way of life. We're going to ask that you take out your phones right now and share the post from Free Grassy on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We were trending from coast to coast this morning. So take out your phones right now and share those posts. And while you do that, I'm going to give some thanks to some of the organizations. We want to thank all of you who are here today and all the organizations and individuals who helped to make this happen and who have supported these First Nations over the decades. And this is only some of them. There will be more when we get to Queen's Park. 350 Canada, Amnesty International, Banking on a Better Future, Breakaway Community Services, the Canadian Centre for Victims of Torture, Canadian Environmental Law Association, Climate Justice Toronto, Council of Canadians, Community Peace Teams, Canadian Union of Public Employees, David Suzuki Foundation, Decolonial Solidarity, Earth Roots, Eco Justice, Elementary Teachers of Toronto, Food Share, Fridays for Future, Greenpeace Canada, Indigenous Climate Action, Kairos, Lead Now, the Mining and Justice Solidarity Network, the Native Canadian Centre of Toronto, and the Providence Centre, Kingston and Jane and Finch Coalition Against Poverty. Thank you so much. All right, so as we get ready to march, a couple of reminders. We're going to let the Alliance lead with other Indigenous people closest to them. So if folks want to start shifting into that position, please carry signs and banners. Chants are listed on the route flyer, but we'll also have chant leaders throughout the crowd. We've got an accessibility bus that will be accompanying us. It will be at the back of the march. So if you need access to it, that's where it will be. If you'd like a seat on that before the start of the march, please let someone from the accessibility team know. Along the route, there are washrooms along Dundas Street West and University Avenue. Please consult the route flyer for that. And once we get to Queen's Park, there are accessible washrooms located near Women's College Hospital. We're going to be supported by marshals. Thank you, marshals. They're going to be supporting us along the route. They are wearing safety vests and they're here to keep us all safe. So please let them know if you need anything. All right. Are we ready to march? Are we ready to march? Yes. Great.
I only got your backs. You're good. All good. All good. Oh, good idea. Okay. So smart. Thank you. No, I'm not attached. Thank you. Thanks, Mel. Thank you. I have one, but it doesn't always work. So thanks. Good to know. You're the best. Thank you. Voila! block all the traffic and we want to be loud.
Move into the intersection as much as you can. We want to fill the entire intersection together, so come on in.
Sherry, can you get ASL to face me? Thank you. One of them? ASL, someone. Thanks. Yeah, I think so.
Move all the way into the intersection, folks.
Awesome. Thank you.
What do we want? Land back. Let's try that again. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it. What do we want? Land back. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Land back. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. 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 What do we want? Land back. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Land back. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. Woo! More mines? We don't need them. What we want is landed freedom. More mines? We don't need them. What we want is landed freedom. More mines? We don't need them. What we want? Landed freedom. More mines? We don't need them. What we want is landed freedom. More what we want? Landed freedom. More mines? We don't need them. What we want? Landed freedom. More mines? We don't need them. What we want? Landed freedom. What do we want? Land back. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Land back. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. More mines? We don't need them. What we want? Landed freedom. More mines? We don't need them. What we want? Landed freedom. More mines? We don't need them. What we want is landed freedom. More mines? We don't need them. What we want is landed freedom. Woo! And we're gonna calm this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying, keep it in the ground. People gonna rise like the water. We're gonna calm this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying, keep it in the ground. People gonna rise like the water. We're gonna calm this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying, keep it in the ground. People gonna rise like the water. We're gonna calm this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter People gonna rise like the water. We're gonna calm this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter sing. Woo! I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter sing. Woo! Woo! When Indigenous rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When Indigenous rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When Indigenous rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When the water we drink is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When the water we drink is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When the air that we breathe is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When the air that we breathe is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When Indigenous lands are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When the water we breathe is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When the water we drink is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we want? Land back! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Land back! And when do we want it? Now! And if we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we